test.
And it's Halloween morning, and our Valley News team's John Treeweiler has set out on a paranormal adventure. We'll catch up with him in just a few minutes.
I have a not-so-scary forecast coming up.
Halloween is the time to dress up, trick or treat, and get a little scary. But what about real ghosts and ghost stories? Are there any in our neck of the woods?
Valley News team's John Treeweiler live this morning in some woods, hanging out with some paranormal experts to maybe track down a few ghosts and goblins. Good morning, John.
Well, good morning, Kyle and Lisa. We are in the spooky woods of South Fargo this morning, and we're out here with some paranormal researchers this morning trying to find out if there are really any real ghosts out by us, but they have been doing research. They've researched 17 different sites around the area and throughout the Midwest. We're going to be talking to them about what they've seen out there on their investigations, what is out there, as well as sharing some stories with you of places in our area that have had some spooky hauntings. We've also got some tools of the trade. This is a K2 meter here. It measures electromagnetic fields, and if there was an entity or spirit, it could spike this up. So we've got some tools of the trade and some stories to share with you. We'll be talking with those paranormal researchers here in just a little bit. Kyle and Lisa?
All right, John, you'll have to ask him about the church in Absaraka. I've got a story about that one that I can share with them afterwards if they want.
I thought John Assure was going to break out some of the Ghostbusters.
The Ghostbusters music?
The pack and everything like that?
Yeah.
That's scary stuff.
Do you believe in ghosts? Ever wonder if the stories you hear around the campfire are true? Well, what better time to find out some ghosts that may be right here in the Valley than on our Halloween morning?
Valley News team's John Treeweiler is live this morning where he's met up with some paranormal experts and ghost hunters to talk about all this scary stuff this morning. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Kyle and Lisa. Well, that's right. We're in the spooky woods of South Fargo this morning asking all those questions about ghosts, if they're real, how do you see them, what happens, and joining me is some paranormal experts this morning, Brian and Jeremy from the Midwest Paranormal Files. And, Brian, tell me a little bit about what you guys do. This is, real stuff.
Yeah, we go out, we do the scientific model of paranormal investigation. There isn't any mysticism included in our investigations. We do have a good cache of equipment that we use to try to collect evidence of the paranormal, which includes infrared cameras, audio, infrared still photography. So that's our goal, is to go and get the evidence scientifically.
And some of the places you've been around our area here, there's some places you've done some investigations. Tell me about that.
Yeah, right in our backyard. Our featured investigation was up at Pine Point at the old school there up on White Earth Reservation. We investigated it twice. We collected what we think is pretty solid evidence of the paranormal there, and in fact we are going to present our best evidence from our two investigations at Pine Point at the Paranormal Convention this weekend at this Shooting Star Casino.
Okay, and Jeremy, show us this tool you have. This is one of the tools you guys use to research this, correct?
Yeah, this is a K2 meter. It reads electromagnetic fields, and we do a sweep first thing to see if there's any natural causes for the field, for this thing to go off. And the theory is if a spirit manifests itself or tries to contact you or whatever, it'll light up. It'll create that magnetic field.
Okay. Well, Kyle and Lisa, we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a little bit. We're also going to be talking about what they've seen at some of these sites they've been to. Jeremy and Brian here and their team been to 17 different area sites. We're going to tell you about what they've run into coming up in just a little bit.
Okay.
Spooky woods, spooky stuff.
I like it. It's going to scare me. Maybe give me nightmares, but that's okay.
It is all right. Maybe because our live truck, our microwave signal, maybe that's giving them some electromagnetic activity.
Right. Yeah.
Possible.
Are you trying to prove them wrong?
Maybe some cell phone activity in the neighborhood, too, could give them some electromagnetic. No, I'm not trying to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
And Valley News team's John Treeweiler is in the woods, the scary haunted woods, ghost hunting on this Halloween morning. But first, Mick is back in with weather to plan your day. A lot of people will dress up as a spooky ghost tonight. Some will tell stories about haunted places, but is it more than just a story? What about actual hauntings right here in the Valley?
Valley News Team's John Treeweiler is live in the spooky woods of South Fargo this morning with some area ghost hunters and paranormal experts talking about some of the stuff they have found on their investigations right around our area. Hello, John.
Lisa, that's right. You know, they just told me here that actually the time of a new moon can be when the highest activity happens, some of these investigations, and we can't see the moon out here right now. And as Mick will probably confirm, we are in a new moon, and so we haven't been spooked yet out here in the woods. But you know, these ghost hunters and paranormal researchers with me this morning, they have run into some stuff. And joining once again, Brian and Jeremy from Midwest Paranormal Files. And tell me about this Pine Point school you've been to, and you've run into some things there.
Oh yeah, we had there's a story about a little boy on this casket during a wake, and it's a Native American site, so their wakes go all night long. Well, there was a group of people that seen this little boy sitting on a casket, and they were going to go confront him. Well, then the boy disappears, and we caught 2 EVPs of a little boy. You know, Brian here was talking, and then the boy goes, "Who is that?" Or it's a small child voice anyway. And then another one where a small child was singing la la la, and you don't fake that kind of stuff. And then there was another it was a flash. We just had an IR camera mounted. There was a flash and a blood curdling scream at the same time, and you can hear other people in the background that they didn't recognize it or hear it or anything like that, and it was pretty blatant.
Now
loud. Explain
explain to us real quick what an EVP is for those who don't know. This is something you guys use all the time in your research.
Yeah, we use a digital voice recorder. An EVP stands for electronic voice phenomenon, and so when you're out, you'll be talking, trying to contact the spirit, and the spirit can talk to you, and this digital voice recorder will pick it up. You might not hear it, but this is, it's a sensitive recorder, and it'll pick that up.
And real quick, Brian, tell us about, you've been to the hauntest location in Minnesota. You just got back from there. What'd you find there?
This was at the Palmer House in the Sauk Center. Like you said, it's on a lot of the most haunted lists in Minnesota. And we've investigated it twice. On our first investigation, one of our investigators was actually touched a couple times, and we caught it on EVP. He was sitting there, and he basically said, "Yeah, I feel something on my neck." On the EVP, we caught there was a simple "hey," kind of verifying that he was. Well, 2 minutes later, he goes, "Well, now it's on my leg." Right after he said that on the EVP, there was another "hey."
Wow,
just
well,
kind of
very, very interesting and spooky stuff, Kyle and Lisa, indeed. And we're going to continue to be out here all morning. And the folks from Midwest Paranormal Files will be at the Shooting Star Casino next weekend, unveiling some of their stuff at the Paranormal Convention. A little bit about that in just a little bit. Kyle and Lisa.
Spooky stuff there for sure.
Hey.
All right. Hey. Hey, if I feel something on the back of my neck, I'm running out of this studio.
Spooky ghost stories can send chills up your spine, especially on Halloween. But are they really true? And what proof do we have ghosts are out there?
Valley News Team's John Treeweiler has been live this morning talking with some local paranormal investigators about what they've spotted out in the valley. Hello, John.
Well, hello, Kyle and Lisa. Well, we're out here still in the spooky forest here in South Fargo, and we haven't been scared, thankfully, this morning. We didn't encounter any ghosts or spirits, but we did learn that there are some spirits throughout the valley. Our ghost hunters told us they ran into some spirits up at the old Pine Point School east of Mahnomen in Minnesota. They were down at the Palmer House in St. Cloud, one of the scariest locations in Minnesota. They've heard voices of young children, boys. They've been poked. All kinds of stuff. We've learned of some haunted buildings on the NDSU campus at Ceres Hall, where apparently haunted by an old janitor, and there was an old fire there a long time ago. So definitely a lot of spooky tales around the area. The paranormal experts will be presenting their findings at the upcoming paranormal convention at the Shooting Star Casino, happening this Saturday at 1 o'clock. So if you're interested in more of that or more of what they've seen throughout the area, you can go check them out, speak there. You can also check them out at paranormalfiles.org and check them out on Facebook. Maybe if you've got a haunting or think that something's in your house, you can call them up. Kyle and Lisa.
All right, John. Thanks. Scary stuff for this Halloween morning.